This week on Hermitcraft.
Clearly, I mean, on Twitter, he said, "Hey, Doc, can I have a dragon?" And I was in Christmas mood, you know what I mean? And then I said, like, okay, it's like, technically, it's yours.
It actually looks kind of cool with the submarine.
The submarine is flooded a little.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs. Our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara, and we summon a recap script in attack position.
What is Tango's extra flea ability?
This week is all about the board games, and there are two major players with a serious monopoly. We've got Vintage Beef's Hermitcraft TCG finally going to print, as well as the actual decks finally being introduced to Decked Out 2. It's actually quite interesting seeing the two different approaches to realizing a card game in Minecraft. Vintage Beef has made every single card in the actual game using horizontal supersized pixel arts that he then displayed on a map. Whereas Tango Tech is doing the Decked Out 2 cards with custom textures imported through a server-side mod. It's understandable, Tango has the whole dungeon to do on top of the cards themselves, and Beef by now has more experience doing map art than anyone else on the server. Luckily, the two won't have to go head-to-head, as Hermit the card game is now out of the beta, whereas Decked Out 2 is still deep in development, and scheduled to come out sometime when most Hermits will be in the Shadow Realm anyway. So let's show our hand, draw 4, shout Yahtzee, and take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Vintage Beef, whose card game is picking up steam, which means cow production is at an all-time high, so he can farm leather for bundles. Although they're retextured as booster packs, so we like to imagine each booster pack of trading cards comes in a beautiful leather-bound folio.
I have to remind myself these are virtual cows. A terrible thing, clearly. It's not nice, but it's gotta be done.
Along with all this paper, you can now see what types of rock beat what type of scissors. He's set up a strengths and weaknesses chart to see which hermits do more damage to each other.
Then this is pretty clear. Arrows pointing this way, arrows pointing that way. I will label it.
After a roller coaster match between Azuma and Tango, Beef decides Hypno's card needs a nerf, considering the victory condition is to eliminate 3 of your opponent's hermits. Being able to do damage to hermits who've withdrawn from the battle is pretty powerful, and Beef ultimately settles on you having to sacrifice items in order to use it.
Oh, I just had a brainwave. Oh. The people that control the health, your health masters, they need buttons to activate redstone for jukeboxes with custom sound effects.
Oh, that'd be so
good, you know?
This does make custom sound effects, yeah.
With that change made, Beef's ready to go into production and start distributing card packs. So before long, there are 5 custom-made vending machines in the shopping district's TCG store, and he's even built a custom map to make the dispenser look kind of like a dispenser again.
I'm kind of designing the dispensing thing kind of off the top of my head here. I think this is going to look good. What do you guys think? It actually looks like a little dispensing thingy. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Joe Hills and Cleo battle it out in a match we saw from Beef's perspective last week, but the two of them add enough visual flair that it's worth re-watching just for that. Joe's POV includes on-screen overlays of their boards for times when it isn't possible to see all the action, and Joe even taught himself enough animation that he could add special effects to each of the attacks and items.
I am going to, Hey Guys Doc, I guess.
Hey Guys
I can't learn.
Meanwhile, in Cleo Vision, we get their animated avatar live reacting to the unfolding carnage. So if we can now combine the two, get Joe his own animated character and restyle them both with some sillier hair, we could maybe assemble Hermitcraft the card game the anime.
I know we saw a creeper face earlier though, but I'm not 100% sure this is randomized. Sorry, feel free to check as well.
I am so happy with what I just pulled. It's going to drive you spare.
Now, the way cards are done in Tango Tech's Decked Out is quite different. There, they are more power-ups to bring with you into the run than active attacks and abilities, and no wonder, here you're playing not against a fellow hermit, but rather against the dungeon. To remind you, these will be deployed over time or on condition when you make your way through the dungeon. So it's handy that the one card named Haste does not make you in any way hastier, even though the haste effect is something that already exists in the core game. Which is to say, this can get confusing.
Haste. Just draws your cards quicker. Great if you want to really have a deep run and a lot of cards in your deck.
For example, this week Tango introduces a whole new mechanic to the mix called Focus. It's a counter kind of feature, just like Clank and Hazard, but unlike these two, Focus is governed by the cards you deploy that add it up, and other cards you can deploy that spend it on something. A good example is the Clarity card that, once played, spends your focus on suppressing clank and hazard counters, making the dungeon much safer to traverse. It's a good example primarily because it's the only example given for now, but as far as game planning, 30 cards are decided upon, and that's most of them, according to Tango.
I'd say 90% of the cards we're going to launch the game with. We'll see.
As mentioned, the reason the cards look so different is because they're imported textures running on custom entity and texture mods. And the reason that doesn't ruffle our feathers at all is because Decked Out's premises have long vacated Minecraft the video game and transcended somewhere into RPG Maker, but B-Dubs is also here. And B-Dubs is also here. He's been tasked with building a Goonies-style crashed ship in one of the caverns.
And we've had this conversation before, and you disappointed me, right? You've never seen the Goonies, have you? Not even close yet.
Okay, my bill will be in the mail. No, not for the ship, the friendship bill.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I'll continue paying my monthly fee for that.
Wait, not everyone has an application process?
That's right, Sonic. I just add people on Facebook if I think I recognize them from a party.
While he's busy, Impulse SV resorts to outsourcing his terraforming to Gemini Tay. Though given that Impulse is primarily a subterranean creature, it isn't even his terraforming in the first place.
Kind of let this thing kind of sink into the earth around it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna build a whole forest up there, is kind of my thing, like with the big trees.
Gem agrees to fix up the hat Impulse's base kingdom is wearing, and Impulse agrees to keep Gem's basement looking amazing. The Dwarven Kingdom entrance does close up this week, though only for those not wanting to get their socks wet. Behind the water curtain, the Hall of the Mountain King greets you with the last grass you will see in a while, which makes sense, this is about as far as the sunlight will reach. Now that the architecture of the main hall reaches the entry arch, Impulse does actually pop out for some vitamin sun and visits iBuy. There he puts in an automated diamond block to shulkerbox exchanger, a much necessary shoplet now the hermits have two different sets of cards to fit in their ender wallet.
The biggest problem is going to be if somebody comes in here and puts 2 diamonds in. I want 12 of them. It worked perfectly, I'm just kidding.
XB Crafted is also deep in Diggy Hole territory. Having established a mineshaft where his lost civilization has been searching for copper, he improvises a routine for them, bringing it to the surface, stashing it in one corner of a fenced-off area, then shifting it wholesale to a barnish warehouse gazebo thing.
We need this building. We're running out of room. Let's use what we got.
Once the minecart rails, raw copper blobs, and campfire steam vents are in place, the only thing needed is for Zombie Cleo to stop by and make the place feel more like a workplace hazard by committing minor atrocities on armor stands. And yes, that's minor with an ER, as in you'll need to go to the ER after this minecart runs you over.
And then, like I say, other than that, like if you just think something would be funny, or you just think it might look good, or just
should be entertaining at least. Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm down.
And finally, there's Doc M, who gets the opportunity to inflict another workplace accident on Etho. Finding a rare occasion on which Etho is actually AFK, Doc tracks him down, pillars up, and drops an anvil on him from height. They talk it out, first in in-game chat and then a voice group, at which point Etho casually suggests they declare war on each other.
This is a big achievement. You know, I'm trying to get this for 10 years or something.
This guy, man. You tried to get me in Season 8, too, I remember that.
We'll see about that.
If you get it on a moving target with one anvil, Doc, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it might help Doc actually use some of the brawn he's been flexing all season, what with TNT launching goats, creeper cannons, and lightspeed arrow flingers. But finally, after a year of playing on the server and acquiring a shulker monster nobody has dared touch yet, Doc builds a storage system. To be fair to him, it's a storage system that looks like it'd take a year to acquire all the materials to build it, although judging by this video, it'll also take a year to program the filters too.
It works. All the tests actually were successful. Can't believe it. We're making big moves here, guys.
But that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. I cast recap outro and end my turn. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.